game moments and post-game stories. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in. So it was a game day check-in for the Lakers at about 4 or 5 in the morning yesterday in Miami when they get in after being in Houston. And then all of a sudden you hear, wait, all 3 of their big guys are going to play? Good for them. Second night of a back-to-back. LeBron at 41 years old, Luka and Austin Reeves. And they beat Miami last night, 134-126. Miami was up early in this game by double digits. They were playing without their 2 best wing defenders in Andrew Wiggins and then Jaime Jaquez Jr. So they really had no one to guard Luka, and it showed last night. He had 60 points, 18 of 30 from the floor, 9 of 17 from 3, 15 of 19 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 steals. There was somebody in the building who played against him who recently scored a lot of points as well. Here's Bam Adebayo's reaction to Luka dropping 60 on the Heat last night.
Nah, he has some tough shots out there. Like, it is what it is. I know what it's like to be in that mode. As people can see, it's not easy to get 80. But, you know, he made some tough shots. And you tip your hat off and you keep it pushing. Nah, he has some tough shots out there.
8-game winning streak. They're the 3 seed. Luka dropped 60. It's tough to get 80. He's averaging basically 40 points on this win streak. David Dennis Jr., is he the MVP of the NBA?
Well, we're just gonna skip past Bam. We're just gonna skip past Bam.
Go ahead.
Like, scores like us, scores like me and Luka.
I know what it's like.
We know what it's like when you get on a heater. Guys like us just go out there and score. Me, Wilt, Kobe, Luka. This is what we do.
That's right.
I love it. I love it. You score 80, you get to say things like that.
For sure.
Sorry, you had a question. I didn't even remember what the question. I was just so stuck on Bam's quote.
Luka, MVP. Like right now, he's in second place in terms of the odds for DraftKings.
Yeah, okay.
SGA is 1. Right. Is he putting himself in a position to potentially win the MVP this year, despite all of the what's been the main conversation over the last month prior to the winning streak? All of the complaining about the officials, right? Mm-hmm. And now the narrative has changed to like maybe he's just the MVP of the league if they're going to be 20 games over 500 and the 3 seed in the West.
No, SGA is still going to be MVP, but Luka is making the case for being second, which is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, when you are surpassing a guy like Jokic, who at the beginning of the season was the consensus best player in the world, I mean, that is an absolute achievement that we should not disregard. I mean, I think SGA, the way he started, the fact that J-Dub has not been on the roster for most of the time, they're still going to have the best team in the West, the clutch numbers, all that stuff. I still think it's SGA's to lose, but Luka doing stuff like this, I mean, that was the most impressive Lakers win of the season last night against the Heat, just for the fact of the scheduling, coming off of 2 essential light playoff games against the Rockets, getting there early in the morning. I was with you. I did not think that they were going to play their big 3 in that game. To come out, you're down double digits. It's a game that you could say, all right, we just don't have it tonight. And for Luka to put 60, for LeBron to put up a triple-double, that is saying a lot, especially for a team where you have questions of can they pull together wins every 48 hours come playoff time. That was a massive, massive win for the Lakers. And like I said, the best win they've had all season.
David, you said that it's SGA's to lose, but is there a pathway for Luka? Because you know how this is. A lot of times people get fatigued. They don't want to see the same person win stuff over and over again. Would they want SGA to go back-to-back when it comes to the MVP? This Lakers team, we didn't really think would be in this position, and Luka, the catalyst of a lot of it, LeBron's adjusted role obviously playing a part as well, but he's averaging 37.2 points per game in 11 games so far this month. That's on pace to be the 8th most in a calendar month in Lakers history. And he's the 4th player in NBA history to average 40 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists during an 8-game win streak with Harden, Jordan, and Elgin Baylor. I just wonder when we talk about value, if Luka continues this and he continues to put up these numbers consistently throughout the end of the regular season, if people won't lean that way.
I just think it's hard to do that when the first part of the season also matters. Like, you can get hot at the end. I think it would have to be a situation where the Lakers just continue on this kind of heater. SGA may have to miss a few more games. But SGA's been so great all season. I know he missed a few games, in the middle there, but he's been so great. The clutch numbers have been so great. I mean, he's got the best team. He's the best player in the best team in the world, and he is the engine of that team in the same way that Luka is. I know there's a lot more defense and more depth with that OKC team. I think Luka is going to get a bunch of first place votes. I don't see him overtaking SGA unless something really miraculous happens over these next 20 games or so.
So, Smalls, to answer your question, I'm going to just throw it back to you for a second.
Okay.
Lakers are 45 and 25. They're 7 games back of the 2 seed with the Spurs. Mm-hmm. Is there any world with so few games remaining that you could see them overtaking the Spurs?
No.
Okay. So I think the only way of answering the question, is there anything that could change? The answer is no, because I think positioning would have to change. Mm-hmm. And that's why I think the one guy who could change our viewpoint of all of this, the guy that I've been saying should be higher in consideration for MVP, is Jaylen Brown. Because I think the Celtics, because of the unfortunate injury, lung collapse with Cade Cunningham, the Celtics have a legit shot, maybe not a likely one, but a legit shot of getting the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. If the Boston Celtics get to the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, Jaylen Brown should be the MVP of the NBA. Also, I have another question on this. I have made the decision as a sports fan and media member that I will not consider a non-quarterback for MVP in the NFL. Okay? That's just me. I don't have a vote, but I will not consider it because of the value of that position. Should I consider, as a fan and a media member, a non-defender as an MVP in the NBA? Like, Luka's been unbelievable. He's unstoppable. He annihilated my team last night. My fans in Miami, there's a huge Slovenian population because we learned that when Goran Dragic was there, but they're cheering MVP. Mm-hmm. That's embarrassing. Let's be honest. Like, the road fans cheering MVP for or the home fans cheering for a road player, it's embarrassing.
Banner day for you.
Yeah, really.
In sports.
Yeah. Anyway, so the point is, can I really consider him an MVP if he doesn't even play on one side of the ball? Is that fair?
Well, so there have been some sort of number juking as of late to sort of make it that Luka is not as bad defensively, right? We have the numbers of on isolations, it's 0.9 points allowed, things like that. I've watched some of those isolation plays; they're not as isolation-y as one would say. So I do not think he's a great defender, but there are some numbers and things to indicate that he is not as bad as the rep that he has been getting. So if you make that argument with these 40-point games, you can elevate him. I don't think that Jaylen Brown should be above Luka. I actually am wondering if Jaylen Brown is going to make first-team All-NBA with the way that the players are right now. So I mean, I don't see a pathway for Jaylen Brown skipping over these people, especially when part of the reason they're probably going to be number 1 is because of Tatum coming back, which may fairly or unfairly hurt the perception of Jaylen Brown as somebody carrying this squad. I don't.
Tatum's only back because Brown got them good enough for him to come back.
Yeah, but to David's point, a lot of times we'll have recency bias, and we'll be looking at the Celtics as currently constructed with Tatum, and you won't remember that as much. Luka's peaking at the right time. Luka is having J.J. Redick afterwards saying he's elevating this team. He's the reason why. We have our trust in him with the second best player ever on our roster. We trust him to close out the games.
And LeBron, watching him a lot last night, was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I'm loving the way he's playing right now. You're giving me such a look.
You don't normally compliment LeBron like that.
He's just playing big, physical. I'm going to bump you inside. The moment you're going to double me, I'm going to hit the open guy. I'm not going to camp out beyond the three-point line to shoot. I may camp out there to set a screen or get screened to then go downhill towards the basket. I'm going to play closer to the basket. I'm not going to shoot every time, and I'm not going to fade away outside of the three-point line because there's some space and I'm LeBron James. I am now going to do this role so well. I mean, he had a triple-double last night. 19 points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists, and he only took 12 shots. He's big, he's strong, and he's playing that way.
Looked like a high point player out there last night. Oh.
Yes. Yes.
As you know, managing maintenance, repair, and operations is